Hit the like button. What's happening, people? Sunday morning. Ooh, it's fucking wet. Shouts to you, Eldman. I've never seen you here before, brother. Welcome. Oh, fuck, man. It is fucking cold, man. Let's see if we can tee up. Whoa. See if we can do it. Back again, respect day. I think I'm gonna be doing one stream every day this month. We've been streaming now almost every day for, bar a few days here and there for like fucking a year and a bit now, man. I was thinking about it yesterday when I was on the bike. I was like, fuck, man, we've done like close to what would be 400 hours worth of streaming. Shout out to all the OG streamers who still remember. What's up? What's happening? How's fasting going? Oh, well, yesterday was the first day of fasting. It was good, man. I mean, the thing is, I'm up early anyway, bro. You know, every morning I'm up early. So, you know, I get a lot of water in the morning because I like training. So this morning I woke up earlier than I usually would have. Because usually I'll train like 5, finish about 6:30. The sun will be coming up. You know what I mean? Like, so Melbourne breaks fast. I mean, you have to start fasting. I think it's like 5:50. It's like 5:51 or some shit. But I just finished drinking water like 5:30 anyway. So you know, this morning I trained at 3:30. So by the time I finished, got home, it was about 5 o'clock, and then ate a bit of breakfast and drank my water. So I'm already like, you know what I mean? Like by the time, like yesterday, I fill you in. I got my first hunger pang, whatever you want to call it, punch. I got the first hunger pang at like 3 p.m. But I was riding my bike all day doing deliveries. You know what I mean? So like, I was working, bro. You know, that's the great thing about Ramadan. It's like, what do you do when you have nothing to do and you've got no food to eat? You make money. You know, I might even do a fucking how to fucking make money Ramadan style video, man. Like, it's funny. Shout out to everybody here, man. Make sure people, make sure you like the stream. Cycling with 0 calories, yeah, bro. I think I did 55 Ks yesterday. No water, no food. It's okay, man. Your body's a phenomenal machine. Now, it's a phenomenal machine. So if you put enough food in it before, I mean, you got a lot of leeway until you start feeling like a shit cunt. Like, I don't start feeling like a shit cunt until like 2-3 p.m. You know what I mean? And that's when I start to feel like, and I don't even feel like that much of a shit cunt because you just can't. Like, you just feel like your legs just don't have the juice anymore. You know, where if you had water and food, you'd probably be able to rejuice them. You know, but you still hit it hard. It's not even an issue. You don't even think about it. You're still the quickest cunt delivering food, man. And you're still blessing the food when you put it in your bag, saying, I wish the best for every cunt who gets the food I deliver for them. How's the Indie Pack video coming? The trailer's coming this week. I'm holding myself to that. It's going good. I've just been talking to my mate. He's giving me some feedback on the trailer. It needs a few more tweaks and then it's coming out, man. It's coming out. So shouts to the trailer. And that's the new work that's going to be happening. How are the cramping though? There's no cramping, brother. Who's doing the music? That's why I haven't released anything yet, because it potentially could be getting funded, man. We don't know yet. I don't want to speak to him prematurely, but I mean, you're part of the channel, so it might be getting funded. So if it gets funded, then obviously you got the money to do the music however you want to do the music. If not, if I'm just doing a solo effort, then I'll find someone to do the music, man. I mean, there's plenty of cunts out there who want to make music. I never heard of the Stoics. Phenomenal is a great word, man. That's why I use it. Hey, let's have a great... Oh, I just want to let you know, let's have a great stream, mate. Yesterday's stream was wild. You know what I mean? And the stream severely depends on the questions and the interactivity, so... Let's make it a good one. Shouts to your girlfriend, Ron McNeil, man. She's a beautiful lady. I was thinking about you yesterday when I was on the bike, I was thinking about you and Joseph Kendrick. Stoic is a classification of philosophy. Shouts to you. I got no idea about it. Yeah, I think I might leave up every one of these streams for the next month, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do a month of every day, at least an hour a day. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Anything can happen. You never know. Dude, what happened to your friend you used to hang out with a lot? You miss him. What friend? Fill me in. Give me the context. Also, a big shout out to everyone who bought a shirt yesterday. We made some good money yesterday, people. It's great. I think after this month of just collecting funds and being a pseudo t-shirt pusher and riding the bike, I might do a travel series in South Korea. Maybe go back to Taiwan. Maybe go to Hong Kong. Wherever there's more Glucose Network people, so we can make something beautiful happen. After the 500k bike ride, of course. Muslims are evil. Shout out to you, brother. Tamas works 7 days a week. The problem with Tamas is, Tamas is one of those dope friends where, like, I caught up with him 2 weeks ago, you know what I mean? Like, you catch up with the cunt once, very infrequently, and you just start where you left off. Beautiful human. Thing is with Tamas, man, he works 7 days a week, and if he's not working 7 days a week, his hobbies are very fucking... his hobbies are very, like, outdoorsy. By what I mean is, like, if you want to catch up with the cunt on a Sunday now, it's like, you call him and you go, oh, are you working? He's like, no, I'm not working, but I'm going skydiving and I'm leaving at 4 a.m. and I'm not coming back till 11 at night. Or I'm in Tasmania for a weekend, parasailing. That's the type of cunt he is, so it's hard. How was staying with Joey D? You guys well? Yeah, shouts to Joey D, man. Joey D's a great character, man. Yeah, I'll be back in the States eventually, man. Now too, I mean, hit it up. Someone spam the link. When am I taking Jess to that Mexican restaurant? I'll take her when the time's right. Do I believe in God? Yes. Come to Bosnia. Shouts to everyone who's Bosnian. Yeah, I don't know if you were listening, I just explained where it's been. Tamas is the leader of camo pants, camo apparel. We're working on a camo line. You know what I mean? He designed the camo on the shirt, lad. What bike do you now? I use Tamas's bike. So he's got a Giant Defy, so I just ride Tamas's bike out because my bike's fucked. It's at his dad's house. Shouts to Tamas's dad too. Yeah, Tamas was previously known as Len Gainsmere, was on EA. I think he just fucking stopped using Instagram, eh? What bike am I doing the 5? I will be doing the bike ride on Tamas's bike, just because my bike is too long, it's too uncomfortable to ride, 24 hours on. It's just too hard, man. Shouts to Ron McNeil, Glucose Network, Shopify.com for all your enlightening apparel, lightweight fabrics, high vibrational fucking streetwear. Lion or tiger? No idea. Often confused too, man. Sometimes I say that's a nice lion, my girlfriend's like, it's a tiger. Sometimes I say it's a nice tiger, she tells me it's a lion. So, I'm a fan of all animals. Except for anacondas. Like, I'm not a fan of anacondas. Natural bodybuilding is depressive as fuck. Shit takes forever to put on any size. Feel like a small cunt. Any advice? My advice would you to be is to you literally just named every single beauty that is natural bodybuilding, and you said it's a bad thing. So work that out. You know what I mean? That's your problem. You know what I mean? Scorpions or spiders? Scorpion. Do I find it hard to accept to being an underrated YouTuber? Not really, because I don't base my self-worth and self-value on other people, lad. If I did, then yeah, I would. But if I did base my self-worth on other people, you know, I wouldn't be an underrated YouTuber. I'd be fucking hell popular because I would just conform to what works, you know, like. My underratedness doesn't come from a lack of education in terms of how the market's moving. I know how the market's moving, dude. I watch YouTube every day. Like, I'm aware, just like you're all aware of it too. It's just, I just don't want to partake in that. I'd rather participate in another way of life, you know what I mean? So, it's just a choice, man. And it's not a big deal to me, you know? Like, there's 27 cunts here, man. That's like, if I had 27 cunts in front of me, that's a lot of people. Coffee or rice noodle? Oh, it depends, man. They're both equally needed in life. Where are you working right now? Dude, how do you deal with shitty friends? I really don't like them, but I have to stay with them because I have nothing without them. That's your problem again, lad. You know what I mean? That's a fucked up question through and through. Now, I'm not trying to say this in a mean way to you. I mean, really, like, that question's toxic, lad. You're like, I have nothing without them. Well, you have yourself, lad. And that's key. I mean, that's what you got to realize. And what's the point in keeping them long? I mean, that's a sick relationship. Friends are meant to enhance your life, man. It's about give and take, You know what I mean? They're meant to enhance your life. They're not meant to be there as like objects to distract you from the meaninglessness of your own life. You know, so I would fuck the friends off and deal with the pain of being myself and work that out, because obviously they're just a band-aid. Well, what the fuck is a social circle, lad? You know what I mean? What is that, man? You know, most people live, I've lived before in a time where it's just friends are just numbers that make you, they just boost your ego a little bit. Like, yeah, I fucking talk to like 50 cunts a week. It's just this meaningless, man. You know what I mean? Who cares? You know, your relationship with other people is only as good as your relationship with yourself. You know what I mean? That's the start point. That's the foundation of everything else that happens to you. Stems from your relationship with yourself. So nothing is ever going to come from the fact that you're using them as band-aids. You know, pull the band-aid off, heal the fucking wound. If I had to give up one thing, what would it be? I wouldn't give up anything, man. There's nothing in my life that I need. Like, I've already given it up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, I've got a few clothes I can give up that I don't use. You know what I mean? Like, but my house is just barrel stocked, you know, like, and there's probably some food products that's a luxury to me, like pea protein's a luxury, you know, but I feel like I need that, like it's something I love, like I love the taste of pea protein. What do you do if you have friends that are douches and they come back and kiss your butt for them to your friend? Well, you get rid of them. I mean, this is simple. You just get rid of them, you know what I mean? The thing is, there's difference, like, you know what I mean? Like, I've had friends before that have been cunts, but they make mistakes, you know? Everyone makes mistakes. I've been a cunt several times, But the difference is, like, if you're a reoccurring cunt, then it's like, then what's the point? Shouts to During Night, But what if they help you with stuff, you know? I mean, it's cost and reward, brother. It's cost and reward, It's cost and reward. I mean, I think it'd be a bit unhealthy to think that they help you with stuff. Like, what do you mean when they help you with stuff? That's like, in my mind, that's like someone being a cunt to me, but they help me with my maths homework. You know what I mean? Like, what's more important, my maths homework or the way you treat me? Jess is sleeping right now. Jess is upstairs sleeping, man. She's got to sleep, man. She's got to get her beauty sleep, brother. Opinion on uni. My opinion on uni is just my opinion on uni. You know what I mean? Like, uni's just a tool. Uni's a tool. You know, in the right sense of it, it's a tool. If you have a healthy relationship with university, it's a tool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you need to become a doctor, you use it because it's a tool for you to become a doctor. You know what I mean? It's a stepping stone. If you need to become a lawyer, well, then you go. If you need to fucking, you know, if you want to be an engineer, then, you know, the world we live in, you need a degree. You can't just build bridges, you know, so you go there if you need to go there. I'm not anti-establishment, I'm not anti-university. Like, I have been before, but that was just because I was immature and a hater. But, you know, that's the way it's looked at. But it's hard as fuck making new friends. I still want to experience life with the parties and travel, and I can't do that alone, brother. Dude. That's another question, man. I mean, your answer, you know, like, you can, like, that's just a bad, like, I don't even, like, it's hard as fuck making new friends. I still want to experience life without parties and travel, but I can't do it alone. Well, experiencing life, the parties don't relate to experiencing life, I'll tell you that, okay? And you don't make G friends at parties all the time. That's a myth, okay? And another myth of your question is, I can't do it alone. You can do it alone. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, dude. Loads of people travel alone, man. Yeah, we live in a world where motherfuckers can't even go to the movies by themselves, eh? You know, if I was you, brother, I'd brush my teeth and go watch a movie by myself, eh? That's the first stepping stone. You know, I'd go for a walk through the city by myself. That's what you need to do. Traveling alone, you're never alone, man. What does alone mean, eh? Do you need to have someone in front of your face all the time distracting you from you? Or does traveling alone mean, like, you never, how are you alone, man? You're on a big planet with billions of other people, you know what I mean? Shouts to James Joyce, man. I caught up with James Joyce when I was in London. I think going to the movies is a great case. If I ran a school, I'd be telling every person to go see a movie by themselves at the most popular cinema in their town, where everyone goes with their friends. You know, that'd be a character building exercise. Where are we planning to traveling to next, Abdullah? You know, I'm thinking South Korea, Hong Kong. I mean, I want to film a series at the end of this month. This is what's happening. This is my plan for the next month. I'll be streaming every day for the next month, right? I'm trying to move 3 t-shirts per stream for the rest of the month. But then, equated with my deliveries, you know, that will provide me with enough funds to fund a series in either Hong Kong, back to Taiwan, new part of Taiwan, or South Korea. You know what I mean? But I got a few people in Hong Kong, man, that can hook up some stuff. So that'd be cool as fuck. And that'll be the following week after the end of Ramadan, man. So Ramadan ends. Ramadan ends, and then I'll be doing the next day after. I'm doing the 24-hour bike ride, and then hopefully a week after I'll be leaving. You know? So, shouts to all of you. When is season 2 Show Me the World coming, brother? I mean, I don't know when it's coming, mate. Sometime in the future, I'll tell you that. You know, I can't foresee the future. I can't foresee the demands of the people who watch, man. Maven, good to see you. Fill us in. I watched the last video, it was amazing. Shouts to you, Ashby. Long time watcher. It's good to see you on here, bro. Who else is here? Where do I want to be at 30? I will, wherever I am at 30. I mean, that's a backwards question for me to ask myself, you know what I mean? Like, I don't hold myself to being anywhere, at any place, at any time. I don't hold myself to it, bro. So where I am at 30 is where I'm going to be at 30. Just like where I'm going to be in fucking 20 minutes is where I'm going to be in 20 minutes is what I'm going to be saying in 20 minutes. Hopefully I'm just being, I mean, goals are cool and shit. Goals are cool and shit, but I don't, you know, I think goals are cool if you, like, I don't know how to explain it to you, brother. Like, in a way where it's like, I don't, you know, maybe a few years ago I'd wake up and say, like, I want to be a bodybuilder. Like, I want to lift X in X months, but I don't really do that anymore, dude. You know? My goal is just to be good. You know what I mean? Just to be better. You know, I'm like training, riding the bike, I'm like, just be better, right? That's the only thing, man. I don't have these like prefabbed goals that are like, you know, I gotta be dumbbell pressing the 50s in 1 month for a set of 10 because that's gonna make me, you know. Nah, lad. I do want to go into a workout and shit. I got a plan. Doesn't mean I got no plan. Like I got a plan and shit. But I mean, I'm not one of these dudes who wake up like with a vision board and write my visions down. Like my vision's in my mind. If I can't keep the vision in my mind, then it's not a vision. It's just like a flimmed idea. That's just it's not even a strong idea. You know. I'd rather tofu, man. You know what I mean? I'd rather just purely out of just performance benefits. You know, I can't really help you with that, bro, because I love my mum. My mum's a great mother, you know what I mean? So I could tell you that, like, respect your mum, love your mum, but that comes from a standpoint, like, I've only ever been treated good by my mum, and my mum's a great mum. So, you know, I'm just going to tell you information based off my experience with having a mum. You know, but I equally know that there's plenty of mums out there who don't give a fuck about their children. You know, so I mean, that's only something you can answer, bro. It's like, there's no way that you can tell me over the internet your relationship with your mother. I mean, it would be a complex story, man. Where's Joey Carbstrong? I think Joey Carbstrong's in Adelaide right now. I think he's going to the UK soon. Hopefully by the time I get back, or I'm in Adelaide, I'll be in Adelaide for a week. He'll be back there. You know, so, but I know he's going to the UK soon. How long for? I've got no idea. Hopefully not that long, so I see him. Shout out to Joey Carbstrong, man. Chat soon, Maven. Good seeing you, brother. Do you find it hard training a lot harder during Ramadan? Not really. I mean, it's only been one day of Ramadan, but it's like, it's not hard, man. It just depends on, you know, your lifestyle. It depends on the way you eat. It depends on a lot of things, man, but it's not hard, you know. Like, it's hard at 3 p.m. when you get your first hunger hit. You know, but I'm up early every morning eating and drinking and training anyway. So I'm done. You know, like, I'm done training now. Usually, well, in half an hour I would have been done training. So it doesn't take too much tweaking on my. You know, I use it as an excuse to make cash, dude. I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but I actually do. Like, I use it as Ramadan is like, and this is the beauty about fasting, just in general. Every now and again, you know what I mean, like. Now, even if you weren't Muslim and you didn't want to fast, I'd empower you just to look at your eating habits, because, you know, like, the great thing about it is, if you look at it from the standpoint, is like, it's like minimalism at its core, you know what I mean? Like, when you fast, you know, it's almost like, it dawns on you more that you have limited energy. And that's the foundation of minimalism tendencies for me. It's just like, you don't have a lot of energy to give, especially when you're in Ramadan, So it makes you prioritize what's important to you, because you have limited energy. Like, I don't have 50 units of energy to give to cunts. I just got my base level of energy. That's all I got to give. So during this month, it's full, like, an enlightening experience, because it's like, what is important to me? You know what I mean? So, you know, watching fuckboys ain't important to me, so I cut that out. You know what I mean? Meaningless conversations with people that don't matter, it's not important to me, so I cut that out if there is any remnants of that left. You know what I mean? Making funds, having funds to go make a new series is important to me, regardless of the fact that I'll probably be dehydrated doing it. It's still important to me, so I go do that, and that's what drives me throughout the day. So it really minimalizes everything. It's great, man. Shouts to you, Elliot Morgan, man. I mean, 500k bike rides are a staple of just, like, mindset training, you know what I mean? You know, hopefully I can break my previous best in 5 weeks time, or 4 weeks time, even though I've done fuck all training. But I feel like, you know, I've never really gave it a red hot go, man. So, you know, God willing, the weather is decent enough, you know. Most of the time I'm riding into a fucking storm, solo, with no lights, illegally. You know, so this time it's going to be a bit different. Abdullah, your old videos and impression was sick. There, bro. We always revisit them. I just revisit them in the stream, eh? So, I mean, how often? It depends how often you're here in the stream, brother. Chris A, good to see you. Baby 3 on the way, Shasta. I got to make call Chris A, man. I had to double check your profile to make sure it wasn't him. That purple sweater was my grandma's sweater, brother. So I keep rocking it, man. Check in late. Shouts to you, Nathan Gross. Nathan Gross, hit me with two spam links if you can. Masmed. Good to see you, brother. Clyde, I haven't seen you for a while, man. Good to see you back. It's always a good thing to see you. What is my favourite date? Majul or something? Like, my favourite dates of all time are Majul dates, man. That's a staple. Will Joey be riding with you? No, Joey will probably be in the he'll be in the UK, man. You know, I was thinking about doing it with. The thing is, I've never done it with people. Like, I've never sat on anyone's wheel and done it, and I don't really want to sit on anyone's wheel and do it. I know it, like, but I will be filming it this time, so I might have a car there following me just to film it. You know what I mean? Because I just think it's a sick journey to document, and you know, your worst times are never documented. Now, I think the worst times are often the most entertaining times and the most beneficial times, you know what I mean? So I've done it enough times without documenting it, like, on that level. So I think like this time I will. You know, I don't know how the fuck that's going to work, you know, but I'll work it out. I mean, I've got 4 weeks to work it out. Respect how you, shouts to you, Jordan RS2. Any tips on how to improve that skill when thinking the future? Bro, the thing is, that skill is just like any other skill. It's like, how do you get better at kicking a football? I mean, you practice, and you don't practice. You practice when you play, man. Like, you know what I mean? You try and play the game. You know, you can't just think about it. The thing is, it's very easy to be like fucking Buddha when you're sitting at home with the aircon on. When you're calm, it's very easy. I do it all the time. You know what I mean? It's very hard to be calm when you're angry. It's very hard to be peaceful when you feel like fucking raging. That's what I'm trying to say is, the way you strengthen the mindset is under stress. It's like lifting weights, man. The way you ingrain into your mindset is in times of severe load where you feel like, you know, it's hard. You know, otherwise it's not going to work, man, because, you know, you don't want to be one of these book motherfuckers that sit at home and flip-flop from one fucking philosophy to the other, and you never actually practice what you preach, man. So it's all about applying the principles when you almost don't want to apply them, when you just want to rage on cunts, and when you just want to be a fucking angry cunt. That's the hardest times, man. When it's hard to be calm, you know what I mean? And it can be on small situations, man. I get faced with them all the time. Like, I'll be waiting at the lift and I'll be like, fuck, this lift is so slow. And my mind will start getting upset, you know what I mean? I'll start, like yesterday, I was waiting at this lift and I'm thinking, I'm waiting for this dude to come down and pick up his food. And my mind goes into this full mode where I'm like, fuck this dude. I'm trying to make money. Who the fuck does this cunt think he is? Making me wait down here with this fucking food while I'm trying to make money. Making me wait half an hour. I should just drop his food on the fucking floor. You see where I'm going with it? But I'm just telling myself, I say, chill, man. It's like, you know, the dude's done you a favor. He's ordered food off the app. Just wait. Just take a deep breath. You know what I mean? So scenarios like that, man, you're always given opportunities, man, to practice. And you find that if you want to practice, you're given the opportunities, man. Like, if you come at it with good intentions, the opportunities will present themselves to you. Like, when I have good intentions to make money, like, the opportunities to present themselves to make money all the time. Like, it's great. I think self-help books are killer. Like, I don't read self-help books because I don't read. I never read a book in my life, you know what I mean? Now, I'm not trying to say that, like, you know, like it's cool not to read. I think reading's a phenomenal skill. But if I've learned anything from not being able to read, is that applying what you do read is fucking key. So anything I've ever heard, I've applied. Now, I've been fortunate enough, dude, to come from a fucking prestigious fucking bloodline in terms of hard work And you know what I mean? Like I grew up in a scenario where like gems were thrown at me all the time and shit. You know, like I'd be caught smoking and shit, and my mum would be like, you know, like my lesson would be I would get punched. Well, maybe I might have got punched, but the lesson following the punch would be like, respect your body. You've only got one life here on earth. You want to experience it the best you can so you can provide for your family. You know what I mean? So I was always been blessed with all these little things, man. Even from shit comes to my family, I've always been learning. You know what I mean? Even rap songs, like everything. You know, so. But it's always, you know, you got to participate, man. You know, you don't want to be one of these cunts who just post. I tell you what, because I know plenty of cunts who just post. And it's great to post, and it's great to like let other cunts know how you feel and your mindset because you're excited about it and shit. But you know, when you're by yourself at night and shit, that kind of fades away, man. Like you have to participate and you have to apply. And I think sometimes the self-help books, they're almost a band-aid for some people. Because, you know, like, you got to remember, bro, the cunt who wrote the self-help book sometimes didn't read another self-help book to write the self-help book. Like, a lot of these lessons you can come to terms with your own understanding. So I don't seek this information all the time from self-help books, you know what I mean? Like, because I know that if I'm doing the right thing and if I've got my eyes peeled back and my ears fucking open, that a lot of this stuff will come to me in due time. You know what I mean? It'll come to me in due time. And that's how I like to learn it. Like I was talking to Joey D about this the other day and shit. It's like, you know, I heard shit like fucking 8 years ago, man. I was put onto shit 8 years ago. And it took me 8 years to learn it. You know, I had to forget what I heard, and then I had to go out there and relearn it myself. And now I never forget it. It's not some piece of information I read that just floated in and out of my mind within 30 seconds. It actually stuck with me, dude, because I learned how to apply it in a stressful situation, and it got ingrained into my mindset, almost like writing a word on the wall 3,000 times. But the word on the wall is the word in my mind. You know what I mean? Shouts to the Glucose Network Shopify people. You know, so I think it's great. I think reading's a tool, and it all depends on the intention. It all depends on the circumstance. It all depends on the person. Like, there's plenty of people who read too much. You know what I mean? Like, I know we've been on a bit of a tangent with the reading, but I mean it's the truth. It's the truth, man. And I'm not knocking education, and I'm not knocking reading, because I know plenty of people who read who are fucking dope, man. But I mean, there's a scenario where it just becomes too much. You know what I mean? Where you're watching, you know, I don't even want to talk about it, man. Well, it depends. Voodoo Child, you know, you make a great point. You know, I've never kept a job for longer than 3 months. I get bored, I'm motivated real quick. Working a normal job for the rest of my life scared the shit out of me. Any advice? But you just got to find something that you want to do, brother. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to find something that you want to do, man. Like, I can only answer from my experience. I got no problems working a normal job, because I'm, you know, it's just like a means to an end for me. I'm just making money, man, so I can do what I want to do. You know, so I mean, you just got to work out what you want to do at that time. It might change. It might change year to year. It might change month to month. I mean, but you just do the best with the scenario that you've been given, So you just work out what's the most important to you at the time, how much money you need to do it, and there's nothing normal. Like, you know, normal's only what you deem normal, brother. You know what I mean? So, like, there's nothing bad about working a job that's mundane as fuck and that millions of cunts do because you want to make money to do, you know, something else, you know? That's the world we live in, man. Money doesn't grow on fucking trees. You know, I wish it did, because I'd be picking the trees every day, you know? Shouts to you, Raul. Satisfaction from any job. I get a pure satisfaction out of making the unsatisfying satisfying. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, that's always been real interesting to me. I've always loved working jobs that have been terrible and try to make them, you know, why are they terrible? I tell myself, why is this a terrible job, brother? I'll be telling myself, I say, it's 2 a.m, I'm on the floor scraping up dirt with my fucking hands while a insecure, overweight dude standing on top of me telling me that I'm not doing a good enough job. You know what I mean? Like, why is this a bad thing, brother? You know what I mean? So, you know, terrible is what you mean. Terrible only has meaning to what you give it. You know what I mean? So And I think if you always approach it and you just try and do the best you can with the job, I mean, then it's always going to be satisfying, because you're always just trying to do your best with the circumstances, you know, regardless of whether you like the task or not, you know. You don't want to be one of these cunts that just has to, like, you know, you don't have to love everything to do it, man. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be fucking like, oh my God, like, some cunts get so precious about what they do because they have to love it so much to do it. So you just got to do it, man. Like, I do a lot of shit I don't fucking vibe off hard every day, man. Like, I don't go to the gym feeling like I want to be there I just do it, man, because I just know it's what I need to do. And it's just, I'm just neutral about it, you know. I'm still here 6 years later, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I like track and field, brother, but I don't know anything about track and field. So you have to let me know about track and field. How's H? H is great, man. Where did I catch up with H last? I fucking caught up with H, like, I had coffee with H last weekend, man. Exactly on the Saturday last weekend. Shouts to H. He's doing great, brother. He's doing well, man. He's doing the engineering thing, building skylines and powering public transport. Someone let James Joyce know where to get good tofu in London. He needs a tofu location ASAP, people. He needs a tofu location ASAP. It's not a joke. You know, tofu's, there's a lot of other products, brother, that you can get into that are better than tofu. Like gluten products, man. Gluten products where it's at. You can get plain gluten. It's not high fat. It's not been triple fried. And it's a sponge, you know. So that's also a good alternative. Because it's hard to find good low-fat tofu that you can eat a bulk amount of without becoming fucking obese. I don't really want to make new reaction videos, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really have any ambitions to. There was a time where I wanted to, but not anymore. Do you think H is bigger than Jay Cutler? Yes. Chinatown, I love Chinatown. How bad was the stinky tofu? I don't even chew on the stinky tofu, man, because I gagged so hard when I put it in my mouth. Jess ate it. She said it was okay, but shouts to Satan. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man. Fuck, man. I just remember the smell of markets just beaming with stinky tofu, dude. It was just too much for me. It was just too much for me, dude. You know, just the thickness of the smell of stinky tofu is like, it's almost like you took a shit in your toilet and you didn't flush it for like 6 months. The best way to use gluten, man, is, I'll tell you how I use gluten. Usually, lately, what I've been doing, like last night I had gluten with baked beans. But usually before that, I was doing gluten in Japanese curry. So I'd cook this Japanese curry in a pot, and I would chuck in like this like fake fucking duck, and I'd chuck in this gluten, and it would just soak it up. You know, if it's plain and it's not been fried, it's good to put it with sauce and heat it up, because then you feel like it expands and it takes on the flavour. I've never tried dolma before. Shouts to you, Spencer, brother. Gluten's got heaps of fucking protein in it, dude. It's just straight protein, dude. It literally is just straight protein, dude. I eat a block, it's 300 grams, it's 65 grams of protein. You know what I mean? It's crazy what you can get. Have you ever had boiled peanuts? I don't really eat peanuts that often. The only time I eat peanuts, man, is when I'm back at home with my mum. Because my mum, what she loves to do is just put peanuts in. I don't know what she does, man. She does some crazy shit. She puts salt on them, puts them in the microwave. She does all sorts of shit, man. Traveling to Australia next year, Feb. What do you recommend? I don't really recommend anything. It's hard, bro. The thing is, like, you know, traveling to Australia is like traveling anywhere else. Like, there's only so many tourist sites you can fill your body with when you're here. Like, you know, there's places that I would recommend seeing. Like, I'd recommend going to the Great Ocean Road because it's pretty fucking beautiful. And it is a tourist location, but it is beautiful. And you can always just rent a car and drive down there, sleep in the car, sleep in the forest, camp out in the woods. Like, if I was you, bro, I'd rent a car and sleep in the forest or on the beach or something, and just like hide your car and sleep. You know, I'd definitely check out Melbourne. I'd check out all the states if I could, because they're all beautiful. I mean, Perth's beautiful, Melbourne's beautiful, Adelaide's beautiful. I mean, they're all kind of similar. They all kind of have the same shit. But, you know, there's stuff you can do, man. You know, there's people you can catch up with. I mean, there's little activities you can do, like you can ride your bike in Adelaide. You know, you can drive down the Great Ocean Road. You can spend a couple of days in Melbourne eating. You can go to Sydney. You know, if I was you, I'd be Googling the fucking... You can go to Cairns, you know, with shouts to your plant goals. You can, you know, I'd be getting on fucking Zomato and looking at the best places to eat. You know, stuff like that. Well, Alberto Nunes is coming to Melbourne in a week's time, so I'm going to see him in a week. Will I go back to see Matt and Chris? I don't know if I'm going to go back specifically to see anybody, really. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm ever back in America and I'm in the area, of course I'll see them. You know what I mean? The last person I caught up with from that trio was Alberto, and then before that was, I saw Lovato a couple of years ago when I was staying in San Francisco. And then a month before that, you know, I was with Matt. Grampians. See, you guys know more than me, man. The Grampians, like shit like that, you know, like there's plenty of spots, man. It's especially between that Melbourne and Adelaide coastline, including the Grampians. There's plenty of spots. Like I would highly recommend spending a week, at least a week, going from Melbourne to Adelaide in the car. You know what I mean? Like, because there's some sick fucking shit. Alberto is a really nice dude, man. I want to go to Australia so bad. I mean, Australia's nice. Is Sydney really stress kidney? Sydney? No. Sydney's a city with suburbs, walls, and buildings. Melbourne could be Melbourne stress fucking arthritis Melbourne, lad. I mean, like any city can be stressful, man. It's not. Like if you deem stressful via if traffic stresses you out, then yeah, Sydney would be the worst because it's got the worst traffic. But if you're getting stressed out because of traffic, then you need to reevaluate your shit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, stress is completely indicative of the person. Like, I don't walk through Sydney and feel like I get succumbed to the stress of everybody else because everybody else is stressed, therefore I'm stressed. You know what I mean? Shouts to you, Voodoo Child, brother. Yeah, but it's true, man. I mean, people knock on Sydney and shit, but Sydney's just like any other fucking place. Yeah, it's busy, but it's just like, it's whatever, man. You know, I don't walk around and be like, oh, I don't like Melbourne, man, because people in Melbourne try too hard, and it makes me want to try too hard and start complaining and shit. It's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? If you get stressed, it's your fucking fault. You know what I mean? I don't watch vegan. I occasionally watch vegan games on YouTube. It depends on the video, brother. It depends on the video. Any plans for competing in bodybuilding, cycling? I got no plans at the moment, man. Nullarbor Roadhouse, man. Shouts to Nullarbor Roadhouse. And Gannon, good to see you. It's a pleasure to have you here. We got a lot of people here today, man. Shouts to all of you. I've been posting on Instagram. I'm doing these every day pretty much. But I've been posting on Instagram, so I think that's why more people are here. I mean, yeah, shouts to vegan gains, man. Even if some cunts fuck, you know what we do? We just give them a shout out anyway. Just say shout outs, man. Shouts to vegan gains, Do I own a cat? I don't own a cat. I've never eaten a cherry amoya. It sounds exotic though. Sounds like an exotic fruit. Shouts to all the exotic fruits out there. Shouts to the loquat. You know, I'm a big fan of Is it loquat? I don't know how to say it in English, you know what I mean? But I grew up eating it. I saw someone, they got a lot of it in London, I noticed. When I was in London, I noticed a lot of it. What's my thoughts on Joseph? Who? Shouts to Lychee. I didn't watch the debate with Romy Millennial. Lockwat, yeah. Google it. When is the next trip? I mean, I'm trying to go on a trip. Yeah. Stalin. Yeah, when you say Stalin, he was the governor of the Soviet. Yeah, I remember. I'm not too versed up on Stalin, brother. I remember reading it in like, why does Stalin sound like a familiar name to me in terms of history? I feel like I was educated briefly about it when I was in year 5 when I read a book. If I'm being correct, let me know the book. There's probably lots of you know the book, eh? I'm nowhere near, brother. I'm nowhere near finished the Indie Park documentary, dude. Nowhere near. I mean, we're gonna release a trailer this week. You know, so I'm nowhere near finished it. What I say, the arm day is a shit stain of the fitness industry. I mean, arm days are just arm days. I mean, do I think they're necessary? Not really. Do I think you can do them? Yeah. I mean, I used to do them for a few years when I first started training, and then it was just pointless for me to keep doing them. I mean, arms are a small muscle, man. I mean, it just depends on it's all the same shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you do arms twice a week. You do fucking 10 sets of arms twice a week. It's like doing 20 sets of arms. You know, like, it's just, you know, I just think, you know, I mean, the problem is arm days usually come along with a lot of baggage. Like, the cunts who usually buy into doing arm days usually buy into a lot of other shit that's not really up to date, should I say. But sometimes doing up-to-date shit isn't always the best shit to do. Shouts to Munir. Like, you just got to do what you want to do, man, regardless of the up-to-date nature of what you're doing. What I mean is, like, just because the science says you can't do an arm day, it's not the most optimal thing to do. It's like, who cares, man? The most optimal thing to do is to do what you want to do. Yeah, I'd love to visit the Philippines. Have I tried mentor mess as a training? Not specifically, bro, but when I first started training, for the first couple of years, I did everything to failure. Maybe even 3 years, I did everything to failure. Like, eyeballs bleeding, fucking just like 4 sets, 5 sets, everything to failure. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking like 1.5 minute sets of lateral raises. Plus, that finish with body weight. So, but I never really specifically did I don't even know the specific protocol that Mensa thing entails. You know, I love sport in general. But to me, I'm a fan of cycling. I'm a fan of lifting weights. You know, like I would love to try every sport ideally, but I'm not doing it. I'm getting super gains from that. Shout out to you. I think most people just get gains from doing something. You know what I mean? So most people get gains from sticking to a program. So even if the program's not the best program, I mean, the fact that they're sticking to it is what makes the program successful. Guess how old I am? I got no idea, man. I mean, you're 24. IPWR Film's going to put you out there as wider once you're great doco making you are. Shouts to you, brother. I hope so, eh? I hope so. What's my favourite Arabic film? Fuck. I got no idea, man. I don't even think I've watched many Arabic films, dude. I grew up watching Arabic TV shows with my grandma's cable, you know what I mean? And I never really even paid attention to them because I couldn't really understand them as a child. My favourite film ever? Like, I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm a big fan of The Hobbit. I'm a big fan of Star Trek. I'm a big fan of anything sci-fi. I'm a big sci-fi man. You know what I mean? So, shouts to all the sci-fi heads out there. Oh yeah, I just watched the movie Get Out. It was fucking sick. Shout out to anyone who's seen Get Out, the movie. It's a wild movie. Do you find it better eating freaking small meals or having standard 3 meals a day? The thing is, I think personally, this is my personal opinion, I think it's stupid to eat several meals throughout the day. Like, I think it's stupid to be eating every fucking 2 hours. I think it's stupid to be eating, then snacking, then eating, then snacking, then eating, then snacking. I think, I think hunger's largely, I think, like hunger and appetite, I mean, they depend on a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like, for me, I get to a point now where it's like, well, obviously not now because of Ramadan, but I mean, in general, I just eat when I'm hungry. And some days that means I'm hungry twice a day. Some days it means I'm hungry 3 times a day. And I just go off that day. I don't really hold myself to a certain hourly schedule I got to eat, because if you do that, what you'll find is that your stomach, your appetite levels will be trained to that. Like, you might go from eating 1 meal a day, and you can train yourself to eat 5 meals a day, and you'll be hungry for those 5 meals once you train yourself for a couple of weeks to be hungry for those 5 meals. But what I find is that's not productive. Like, it's not productive for me to sit down 6-7 times a day and eat a fucking meal. Like, I just don't think that's how it's meant to be done. I don't think that's productive. I don't think that forges a good relationship with food. I think it makes you some overly glucose dependent, hunger driven, I'm bonking when I'm walking up the staircase because I haven't eaten in 35 minutes type of person. That's personally what I've seen. If you just eat when you're hungry, eat until satisfaction, that's great, you know what I mean? And usually that's, for most people, that might be 3 times a day with a snack. It might be twice a day with a snack for lunch. It might be, something along those. So once a day. I mean, there's plenty of people out there on both sides of the spectrum, man. Like, there's people out there who eat fucking 10 times a day who look phenomenal, and there's people out there who eat once a day and look phenomenal. There's people, so you can't really gauge off just because someone looks good doesn't mean it's because they eat X amount of times per day, and doesn't mean it's good for you, because there's lots of things that go into it. Looking good doesn't automatically mean you have a healthy relationship with food and you have great quality of life. If you value great quality of life and not being a slave to what you eat, then yeah, I would recommend just eating when you're hungry and developing a good relationship with food. Otherwise, you'll be slave to it, man. Glucose won't be something that helps you, it'll be something that holds you back. Because I've ridden with dudes who have had the same time for 4 years, because they're overly obsessed with the fact that they're like, oh, they only ate 1 hour ago and it's been half an hour, and they're bonking. But overall, it's calories, man. You're right, brother. Overall, it's calories. It's not anything else. It's not how often you eat. It's not how. There's nothing more. There's nothing to it other than calories. And the only thing is, people notice when they change the frequency of their food, is that sometimes it alters the calorie intake. So some people, like James Joyce said, they're more compliant if they eat more food at the end of the day because they stick to their calories. Now, if you have no level of critical thinking, you'll say, oh, it's because I ate 1 meal a day, versus being like, no, it's because I ate 1 meal a day that was less in calories, but it was more in one sitting, so it filled me up. So, you know what I mean? Frequency can alter, total caloric intake, which will have a larger effect on your results purely based than just like how many times you're eating. Yeah, you're right, Jordan RS too, brother. You're right, but I mean, at the same time, brother, like, shit doesn't get made out of thin air. Like, you have to have a, like, there's levels of restriction that need to be applied for you to, to progress in some ways, man. Like, you don't just end up losing fat via thin air. Like, it takes a form of restriction. Now, I mean, the severity of that restriction it should be as minimal as it can, brother. You know what I mean? But people might say to me, like, it's restricting how you have to eat gluten every night because it's got protein in it and you need to eat the gluten. But it's like, yeah, whatever, man. That's not a bad type of restriction for me. Like, loosely tracking how much food you've had in your head isn't a bad type of restriction for me. Sitting there calculating every gram of macro for as long as I've been training, even now when I'm not in good shape, would be too much for me. Do you know what I mean? So it's the time and the circumstance, man. Yeah, I mean, bodybuilding is largely genetics. I mean, most people have decent enough genetics to where I've seen like one cunt my whole life who's got the worst genetics ever and literally has been training for like 6 years and made like fuck all progress, but he's still made strength gains. You know what I mean? But apart from that, most people can develop a decent physique, eh? I wasn't always vegan. No, dude, I mean, that's bullshit. Breakfast literally means you just break your fast. It's got nothing to do with timing. You know what I mean, brother? Break fast, that's breakfast. Whenever you eat it is breakfast, but you're breaking your fast, you know what I mean? Like, it's not indicative of time. Like, I mean, a specific time throughout the day. You know, and the thing is, you know, that just comes down to behavior. And your eating habits and your relationship with food. Now, let me put this to you in a practical sense. Things like that is just misinformation, because most the people who have success with eating breakfast in terms of fat loss is this type of person. They might be the person who, if they don't eat breakfast, they end up getting super hungry by 10 a.m. and then just binging at 10 a.m. and then binging at 1 p.m. because they're still hungry, and then eating dinner. Now, some people, like those type of people, man, if they have breakfast, if they have like a decent breakfast, you know, with some fiber in it and they get full, it might minimize their amount of calories they eat at lunch. You know what I mean? They might have a better dinner, you know, so that might be it, man. That could lead to them losing fat, you know, so it's just a product of calories, man. It's not a product of specific timing. It's a lifestyle thing. Shout out to you, Blunt Goals, man. I mean, that's a key point about breakfast. It's breaking your fast, you know what I mean? So some people are like, you need to have a good breakfast. Well, that's like basically saying, like, when you have your first meal after you haven't eaten for the long period of time throughout the day, have a good meal, you know what I mean? And that's what most people do anyway. Yeah, but if I was technical, like, I break my overnight fast with, you know, 4 lollies and I go train, you know, so... Yeah, but there's going to be a study out there to prove all sides of the coin, man. But literally every single study will tell you that calorie intake is the overarching factor in terms of results, you know. Beyond that is it's just your relationship with food and your lifestyle, you know. So, and what I mean by that is there's small differences. Like, you feed some people more, they're more active, they do more. You feed some people less, they jack off more and they sit at home more, you know. So there's things like that, but it's still calories. When am I coming to Jordan? Hopefully at the end of the year. But see, these are questions that we shouldn't even be asking each other. Like, we don't care, man. Like, we don't care about, like, you shouldn't even be caring about some fucking shit you saw on the internet where cunt said fucking 12 hours in between your meals is gonna improve, like, fasting blood glucose and it's gonna be sick. Who gives a fuck, man? You know, the thing is just, there's key simple things, man. Like, don't be fucking obese, number one. Eat a diet that... Form eating habits that don't make you obese. And get satisfied. Long-term satisfaction. Learn how to eat half a block of chocolate, not a full block of chocolate. Learn how to have a slice of cake, not a full cake. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you'll become some weird, overly restrictive, overcompensating, mono meal eating, fruit cleansing. Like, there's all these things that spawn off bad diets, man. Well, personally, for me at least, eh? Now, I'm not knocking on fruitarians and shit, but I mean, there's all forms of extreme eating that are just bizarre. Yeah, I've watched a 3DMJ video. Shouts to Eric Helms, man. I've known Eric Helms for years, man. I can't wait to see him. He's going to be in Melbourne in a couple of weeks, man. I can't wait to see him. I'm not bashing fruits, brother. I'm not bashing fruits, eh? I'm a fan of fruit. I'm not a fan of cunts giving up broccoli just to fuck. I'm not a fucking fan of cunts not eating fucking anything else but fruit, though, man. What do you mean, Ash? What question you mean? I went in and hit him with a Shopify link. It's been 1 hour. Hit him with a Shopify link, man. Shouts to everybody who's bought a t-shirt, man. We're trying to move three shirts per stream. You know what I mean? So hit it, If you want to see us hit a new series at the end of the month and you're not decked out in Lightning apparel, click on the link, get yourself decked out. Wrenches mean you're a moderator, man. Carrot, good to see you. Just got the white one before. Shouts to you, brother. Did you get that during this stream? Fill me in. Let me know if you got a t-shirt in this stream. Let me know so I can give you. Shouts to you, brother. We got NUSV who got it. I got one, bro. Shouts to you, lads. Shouts to you. You're making it happen, dude. You know what I mean? I got to give a shout out to you because I get excited about this shit, people, man. I get excited about it because I pack the shirt and I kiss it and I only wish what's best for you. And I'm excited because I've been given an opportunity that not many people get, man, and that I want all of you to get, is where we can talk on the internet in the 21st century. I can sell 3 shirts and then go do Uber Eats all day, make enough money to come back and make a sick fucking series after Ramadan, after the 24-hour bike ride, and touch the people. It's an amazing opportunity. You know what I mean? It's an amazing opportunity. And it feels good, lad. And it feels good, and I only want the best for you, and I only want you to have great opportunities. $5 international shipping is because sometimes it costs more, sometimes it costs less. You know what I mean? Like, maybe selling t-shirts is a bit too cliche. You know, I used to think that too, brother. I used to think that too. But after, you know, making hundreds of videos and doing close to 1,000 hours of streaming, I don't really give a fuck, man. You know what I mean? If I can give someone a piece of my fucking shit and I get money from it, like, it doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any bias against it anymore like I used to. You know what I mean? What about Glucose Network Pea Protein? I mean, that would be killer. You know, I actually got a mate who was going to come out with the PB2 line 2 years ago, and he made killer PB2, and I'm going to talk to him about it, man, because he had this killer PB2. I'm not even kidding, man. He was making in his garage. I'm not going to tell you who it is because you all know him. He was making PB2 in his garage in mass quantities and then like selling it like just between mates, and it was the most tasty PB2, vegan friendly PB2 I've ever had in my whole life, like, and had real bits of peanuts in there, and it was like PB2 with sweetness, like more sweetness. You know what I mean? And it was like, and he had other stuff going on though, that's why I never took off. But it was like the most amazing thing, and it was mad, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna actually talk to him about that. Jacques Crispy. We got all the testimonials flying in. Yeah. You never know, brother. I might come out with PB2. Fuck it, man. We'll start with my face on it, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. You know, ideally, I'd love to live in a world where I didn't sell anything, but you have to have 1 foot in the vortex, 1 foot out of the vortex. With Jess's face on the back, hey. Don't be coming up here running my stream. Cycling jersey. I got sent a cycling jersey, man. I actually have a Glucose Network cycling jersey. I'll be wearing it soon. It's fucking amazing, man. I got sent 3 designs. One of them is key. Why is it so hard for YouTube? It's not hard for me to grow on YouTube, dude. It's not, dude. Bro, I bought an XL from you the first Kickstarter. It was too small. You're not able to do double XL. Nah, brother. We don't do that no more. We do sizes from small to large. T-shirts can be towels too, brother. They can be a lot of things, you know what I mean? They can be scarves, they can be headwear. I still got the Glucose now. I would never get rid of that flag, man. The only problem is that flag looks like an IS flag, so you gotta be careful. They do sell PB2 in the UK. You know, I've been to a few supermarkets, bro, that sell their own brand. Now, I think Waitrose sell their own brand. I think a lot of the companies sell their own brand of powdered peanut butter that's low fat. Check it out. Last one I got in the UK was I was in Harrogate, man. I was in Harrogate. There was a big supermarket in Harrogate downtown. You might know the name of it. What was it? Was an Asda. Asda had their own one. Bam, there you go. James Joyce just said it. Would love for you to come to Scotland and you have a good following here. Shouts to everybody. I've actually heard that before. There's a few people in Scotland who watch the channel, man. So shouts to everybody in Scotland. I would love to come to Scotland. Zaki, brother, I do. This jersey I got one that's got a logo here, like a small logo here. I got one that's got a big logo here, and then I got one with a logo on the back. So they're all pretty cool. I mean, they're pretty tight, but they're cool. Yeah, keep an eye out. I don't know what aisle it was in the Asda. I'm not too specific about the Asda, what aisle it was in, but it was in an aisle. That's the point, and it was great, man. I remember the day I ate it, dude. I was in Harrogate. I bought this peanut butter. I bought some of that Old Pro coconut yogurt. I hadn't eaten any protein the whole day, and I was thinking in my head, fuck, I need to get a lot of protein in because I'm deficient right now. So what I did was I bought PB2. I bought some soya mints. I bought a couple bags of soya mints. I bought the PB2, and I bought a couple things of the coconut almond yogurt, or soya yogurt, I should say. And I went back to this old dude's house in Harrogate, man, near the McDonald's. It was weird, man. I was eating this soy mint sitting next to this old cunt, and we were just having a conversation as he started up his like Windows 84 computer, which was making some obscene sounds. Just looking at him, we're having this conversation. I was thinking in my head, like, dude, you're my grandpa right now. Like, you are my grandpa. You know what I mean? I had to convince myself this dude was my grandpa. Otherwise, it was just like it would just dawn on me. I'd be like, what am I doing right now, dude? I'm in some dude's house in the middle of nowhere, like, and I can't even stand up straight because the ceiling's like for a 5'5" old dude who can't stand tall. Shouts to that dude though. He was a great guy. That's the beauty about Airbnb, man. It makes that stuff normal. Shouts to you, Naomi. Is this the Naomi? The one the bike riding one? How can I impress my bike rides? 100% cotton, no, the cotton polyester, brother. I mean, cotton's out. I do cotton polyester only, lad. That's the only thing I do, man. I'm pedantic about cotton polyester. Yes, Naomi, I mean, hopefully you come next year on the next ride. How can I impress? Well, the thing is, shouts to you. I'll never forget that bike ride, eh? I still haven't forgot about it. Bro, the thing is, we could have Naomi on the podcast, eh? What I want to try and do is move the chair thing to a podcast. So the thing is, I was meant to podcast today, but I was in contact with a few studios who have podcasting setups, but no one got back to me, man. I got onto one girl on Friday, and I asked her for Sunday, but I had to send her an email. You know what I mean? So we'll see. The thing is with your Muslim boyfriend's parents, like, just be yourself, eh? Just think about it in terms of like, what, are you going to change who you are every time you meet your boyfriend's parents? Like, that would be fucking bizarre, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't want to get into that habit. And plus, like they don't really, it's like, what's the point in changing yourself? You shouldn't, regardless of who it is, you should always be calibrating yourself to a raw format, like who you are, you know what I mean? Like, you never change who you are for anybody. If you're going to change, you're changing because you want to change, you know what I mean? Because you think it's the best thing. I'm never, ever changing. And you have to be careful to watch yourself changing and trying to mold into situations like, oh, I'm catching up with Christy today. Let's mold to what Christy likes so she likes me. Or I'm catching up with Abud's fucking mum today. Let me try and be a halal girl for his mum. You know what I mean? Like, so, I only want you to do that because I just know that it'd serve you better, you know what I mean? And and you're being a good person too, because you're not being fake. You have to think about it like, no one respects anybody who's fake anyway. You know what I mean? Like I'd have more respect for a cunt I just don't like who's being themselves versus a cunt who's trying to impress me, and I wouldn't like them if they're being who they are. You know what I mean? Like it's weird like that. The UK B&B old man, it was weird, man. I was on the phone to Jess and I'm like looking at him like I'm calling him like Papa, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm on the phone, Papa. Give me a sec. I'm talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, fuck, this is getting weird, eh? And it was even more weird because I booked real late because I went to go see, get this, man, I went to go see Vegan Revolution in Bradford. And what ended up happening is I was going to go to Bradford and me and Vegan Revolution were going to spend a day together. He was going to help me out and give me some tips, and we were going to, right. So I got to Bradford, man. I went from Joey D's house, Victoria Station. And I went to Bradford. And when I got to Bradford, Vegan Revolution sent me a message saying I'm 5 minutes away. 2 hours later, he wasn't there. And I was thinking in my head, like, so I waited for 2 hours out the front, and then I called Jess and I said, I'm leaving, you know what I mean? And I wasn't like, fuck Vegan Revolution. I was just like, something's happened, you know, like, I'm not going to stay here for fucking 2 hours, like, waiting for a cunt. Like, why send me a message if you're not going to be there, you know what I mean? Like, so I got back on the train and booked an Airbnb in Harrogate. Then when I got to Harrogate, I checked my email and I got an email from someone saying, you know, he just got hit by a car on the way to see you. And then I Skyped him, in his face he looked like it was like a movie, dude. He had like white cloth all over his face, and his eye was fat and his nose was fucking fat, and he said he got hit by a car and almost killed. It was a wild story, man. But the key point of that was, apart from the tragedy that happened to Vegan Revolution, was, so when I went to this old dude's house, he didn't even clean it. He hadn't cleaned it. So when I walked in, there was like oil and like butter everywhere and like bits of fucking hair on the floor, and like it was just bizarre, man. And he told me, he's like, look, I prefer if you don't eat in the bedroom. And I was like, that's all cool, I don't care. So there was like a tiny table, and the table was like attached to his computer. So it was like, we all just, like, me and this guy would just sit like an inch away from each other, you know? Because I didn't want to do bad by him. I didn't want to eat in the bedroom like some weird cunt who was just like hiding from him. That actually happened, dude. And he was, you know, like, he was an old timer, man. He was an old timer, like his microwave, dude, like he was like, you can use the microwave. I was like, dude, there's no way I'm using that fucking microwave, man. Like, I swear there was like dust from the 50s on that. It was one of the first microwaves, he told me. Like, he was saying that microwave cost more than his fucking house when he first bought it, because it was like, obviously when microwaves first came out, and he was like rich back then and he bought it. And he was like cleaning his guns and shit. Like, I'd come out and I was getting a drink, I'd be drinking this cordial, dude, and he was like cleaning this like big shotgun and shit. And I'm just thinking in my head, like, life's so bizarre. Like, imagine if you told me last week that I'd be waking up in the middle of the night to this old dude cleaning his shotgun, you know? Yeah, I didn't use the microwave. What I did was I got my veggies and I put them in a pot. You know, but it was full British household, man. Like, he had a permanent pan filled with oil so he could fry his stuff in it. You know what I mean? And he was baking like pies all the time. In between cleaning his shotgun, he was saying, do you want to have some pie? I was like, nah, brother. I'm keep to my soy. You keep the pie, you know? You can have the pie, man. Thank you, though. You leave him a good review. Yeah, I gave him a review, man. He had some killer reviews, man. So I was like, you know, Jess is like my Airbnb. Jess is like my Airbnb supervising coordinator. Like, I just call her and I say, I mean, this is the benefits of having a great woman in your life, eh? I call her and say, I need an Airbnb. You know what I mean? And she books me the Airbnb. God bless her. So, you know, like, you know, the Airbnb is great, especially if you have no, like, I usually like to get a whole spot, you know what I mean? Like, because like in London, I would get a whole room, you know what I mean? Or like a whole apartment. I got this whole apartment, and in London, I paid $70 a night Australian for a few nights to stay in this whole apartment. The whole apartment was basically a fucking room anyway, but I like it because I got a lot of gear, I got a lot of stuff, you know, especially when I travel with a lot of staff. I mean, but if you don't have a lot of staff and you have no money, I mean, you know, it's just such a useful tool to just be able to sleep wherever, because it's cheap, you know? Like, if you can get a room for $30 a night, $35 a night, $40 a night, got good reviews, the cunt's not a serial killer, they got a microwave, they got a stove, and you don't mind just having conversations with, like, whoever, you're winning. Mate, there's no spiders in London, eh? Where was he living? I don't know the specific location, bro, but I know, if you know Harrogate has like kind of like shopping street where there's like a Marks and Spencer's, and there's like a McDonald's on the corner, and there's a Tesco, and there's like a Costa or Costco, whatever you call it. He lived like just a bit down from that street, that main. Oh, bro, so you actually know, dude. Yeah, you know the one, dude. You know the one. So that kind of street goes on like an angle. It's like if you go on and Marks and Spencer's on the left. You know what I mean? So like if you were doing it in reverse, like you're walking the other way, and you're walking down to the street, Marks and Spencer's would be on your right, and then you go down the street, that you go left and then down a long street, and he's at the end of the street. It's been a great stream, people. I mean, I hope to see you all here every day, to be honest with you. Okay, to be honest with you, whole month of Ramadan, we're going to be streaming every day, at least 1 hour every day. I hope to see you being here, right? Because, you know, I usually delete these streams after I'm done with them. I don't know if I'm going to do it with these ones. I might. Shouts to Joey D. I've been hitting Joey D up on the WhatsApp. It's nothing like just pressing record on WhatsApp and just having a conversation. You know, the stream's going to be every day at this time. So, just before, the thing is, like, I do them just like when you're meant to start fasting, eh? Because I have my last meal, I drink some water, and then I come out here, and then look, now the sun's up, eh? What Manchester street corner? Fill me in, brother. What are you talking about? Troy messaged me the other day. I'm going to reply to him now, brother. You know, me and him talk on and off. He was meant to come to Melbourne, but he had some personal shit that went down. He never came. You know, so I'll never forget Troy, man. I don't need to be talking to Troy all the time, but I'll never forget him. And I don't think he'll ever forget us. I do these streams because I think they're good for me, man, because I've clocked up, you know, probably 1,000 hours worth of talking, which I think is an invaluable skill. Like, it's an invaluable skill to put yourself out there for so many hours in front of, you know, even if it's only a handful of people. But I think it's great. I think it's great to talk about what you believe in. I think it's great to start the day like that. You connect with other people, and it's great for me, man, because I don't know everything, and I'm trying to get a grip on everything too. And sometimes, you know, people ask questions that I need to answer to myself, and I like talking about them because it gives me clarity. And cunts ask me questions I don't know about, and like, it's just a great form to be talking to people. And it's true, dude. It helps me with being comfortable on camera, because this type of format it's real humanizing. Like, the thing is with live streaming, and why I think it's underutilized by a lot of people, is it's real humanizing. Like, you learn people's names. It shows cunts that you're a human. Like, you can't have a facade. Like, you can't do a jump cut like on a live stream. You know what I mean, brother? Like, you can't have the drone on the live stream. You can't have 10 cameras on the live stream. It's just you, and 90% of the time, the quality of your live stream is dependent on your connection with your audience and the words and the value of what you're saying. That's why I love it, man, because it's just raw YouTubing. It's just like, there's only so many people who can do a live stream and make it engaging, and that's the great thing about it, brother. You know what I mean? It has a purpose, and it has there's a level of it, like, where, like, to keep a live stream going for, you know, 80 minutes or so, you know, you have to be saying some good shit, and the people will let you know if it's good shit. And that's what's great about it. It's almost like doing a little public talk. You know, I want to do the thing is, brother, you know, I want to do a lot of videos lately, but I would like to do a formal catch-up video with you. I would like to. I'm not going to lie to you. I've had visions of it at random times. Maybe, you know, maybe a bit of Vietnamese, you know, pho, eating a bit of pho, doing a bit of a pho cooking thing while he at some restaurant. You know, there's plenty of things we could do. You know, so we'll see what we can pull off. It just depends if he's in Adelaide when I'm there. And it also, but you know, you never know. It might happen though, brother, because you know what I'm thinking we might do, bro? I'm thinking we might do that 24-hour ride into Adelaide and then stay in Adelaide for 2 days and then fly out from Adelaide to film that series, you know what I mean? And then come back, you know, 3-part series, Hong Kong, Taiwan, or South Korea. Not every video has to be a cinematic experience. Yeah, you know, I personally think that, like, you know, life's very cinematic in general, man. Like, I mean, like, portrait cinematic. Cinematic to me is just, it comes on so many levels. Like this is, most people's idea of cinematic is this, okay? Like, this is cinematic, all right? The wall's there. That's the wall. I'm gonna show you cinema. You just saw cinema, lad. That's, you know, that's, people try and convince me that's cinema. You know what I mean? That's what I've been told, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. If that's your version of cinema, then yeah, like, there's heaps of cinema shit all over the place, like. But cinematic to me, it's an overused term, and what does it even fucking mean, man? Because I've seen plenty of shit in cinema that's just like, to me, good cinema, if someone says cinematic, it's just good storytelling. Great cinematics is just great storytelling, and you know, yeah, you can say angles and stuff, but that adds up too. But like, you know, like this, or this, or this, and you kind of get over that after a while. You kind of go like, dude, it's just a fucking wall, man. Like, if the wall's good enough, you should just be able to plant the fucking camera there and be like, that's a wall. You know what I mean? I just think it's an overused tool sometimes, or people try and overuse the techniques to compensate. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about, I think that's what I love about, I think a lot of my videos, that what I've thought is cool, and what I've always thought is the coolest shit, and what I've always tried to fucking do, and what anytime I've actually put a lot of effort into filming a video, is to take a real life situation, keep it as real life as you can, but try and film it too in a non-boring fucking way that has a bit of effort behind it. And usually that's not hard, brother. That like I'll put it in perspective with the Manchester video I did with Joey D. Like, that's taking a real life situation with like 2 cunts. Joey D, you know what I mean? It's like taking Joey D, it's taking Tommy B. It's saying, you two are mates, sit down, let me film you having dinner. To me, that's cinema. You know what I mean? 2 cunts having a conversation over dinner, contemplating life with decent camera work. I think that is the epitome of what YouTube, I fell in love with on YouTube. Like, seeing stuff that I did in my own life done in a cool, like, made, like that, to me, that's A-form content, because it's empowering to me, it's empowering. You know, I make stuff that I would empower myself with. That's empowering to me, because I think in my head, I'm thinking, if I watch that, I go like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I, first of all, I'm thinking, what am I watching? But then I'm thinking like, this is cool, man, because cunts think, people think like, okay, Joey D, Tommy B is cool. And then they think like I have Indian food all the time. And then it glorifies to me what should be glorified. It glorifies food. It glorifies friendships. It glorifies corners. It glorifies streets. It glorifies multiculturalism. It glorifies loving your city. It glorifies you live in a cool city. It glorifies you have all of this at the palm of your hand 90% of the time. You just don't like it because it's not, and it's somebody else, you know? So we're just trying to turn people, basically do, what we're trying to do is we're trying to pick people's eyes from over there and put them back here, you know what I mean, underneath them. You know, that's what we're trying to do, brother. And sometimes it might look mundane. It might look mundane. I tell you what, it might look mundane. You know, it might look over the top. It might look like, oh, there's just a bunch of cunts having dinner. But if you really boil it down, man, it's just simplicity. It's just clean relationships. It's just good intentions. And it's just, you know, anytime I put anybody on a camera, anytime I want to be on camera, anything that ever goes on with the camera, it's because they want to be there. It's because we're just trying to show experiences, and that's what we want to get people focused on, man, because, you know, life's better when you value experiences, man, versus valuing... You know what I mean? So shouts to all of you, man. We got a good month. We got a good month ahead, man. I don't want to think too far ahead, but we got a good month ahead, man. It's going to be exciting. I'm not gonna lie. It's going to be exciting, dude. It's going to be exciting. I hope today is going to be a great. You know, it's going to be a great day, man, for Uber today. I tell you what, there's going to be a lot of cunts, man. I've been dropping off food to a lot of cunts, man. I'm just looking at them like, you need to get out of the house more. You know what I mean? Sometimes I drop off food, and I drop off food from like there to like there, and I make sure when I hand these people the food that, like, in my mind I'm like handing them the food with the grip saying like a firm grip, like not like I'm like, enjoy your food. I'm like, enjoy your food, brother, but I'm like, it's like a firm grip. Like when he grips it, he's like looking at me, and I'm like, walk next time. You can like leave a piece of your body with every delivery, man. You know what I mean? How cheap are fresh fruit and vegetables? I mean, they're cheap. It depends what you eat. I've been eating a lot of broccoli and a lot of bok choy. You know what I mean? So broccoli, bok choy, very cheap. Broccoli's usually on sale between Coles and Woolworths. Either one, it's always on sale. You know, just like So Good ice cream, it's either on sale at either one of them each week. So you just work that out. My girlfriend buys bok choy from the market. That's a great tool. I chuck that in baked beans and shit. But you know, cheap fruits and vegetables, it is a blessing. But usually, most places all over the world, depending on where you live, there's always a cheap fresh fruit or veggie, and you just have to adapt to the fucking season, man. I don't really listen to comedy, brother. Like, so I don't really know the comedy scene. I've done 1,600 deliveries. Dude, you're an OG, man. You're an OG. And I think about you and I think about Joseph Kendrick when I'm out there, man. Because I think it's amazing how cunts fucking do this shit full time. Today I'm doing the exact same thing. Today I'm just going to do Uber Eats, brother. And then do a bit of work on the trailer, make some adjustments on the trailer for this week. And that's it. I'm in like full saving. I'm in full saving money mode at the moment, man. I'm just trying to save money. And there hasn't been any construction at the moment, bro. So that's what the great thing about Uber is. It's like, it might not be the most money, but it is fun. You get to ride around. I mean, you get to interact with a lot of people, man, and you get to go to restaurants, you know, you don't know. There's always one that you've never been to. And it's kind of like you network with restaurants, man. Like, you know what I mean? Some of these restaurants, they've seen my face like 30, 40 fucking times, you know what I mean? And so I'm thinking in my head, like, if I went up to you and said, like, oh, yo, let me film a video here, like, you know, my foot's in the door already, you know what I mean? You get to connect with a lot of people. So basically, bro, in Australia, it's probably, I don't know if it's probably like in America, you just go on your phone. Because I live in the city, brother, it's easy for me. Like, I turn on my phone online when I'm at home, and I wait for a delivery, man. And then when it comes through, I kiss my girlfriend, I put my shoes on, grab the bike, and I just say, you know, I'll come home if there's no orders until... But usually I get an order, like lately it's when I get an order. I think people have given up or something. I get an order, and then I ride around, then get another order, then I get right around, then get another order, and it's just like, fuck, this is sick, man. You know, 3-4 orders per hour. And it's great training, man. You get to fucking, like, you train, dude. You drop some big watts, man. You drop the hammer sometimes. Can be W93 quickly. How much can you make with that? It depends on how much you work, lad. Like yesterday I made 120 bucks. I only did like I think like 15 deliveries. And then I just went home, showered and broke my fast, which was pretty sick. Shouts to you, Matt Dillon. But that was pretty good, brother. That was pretty good. That's a pretty good shift, man. Because you do that 7 days. You do that 7 days a week, man. It's almost $1,000, man. That's insane money, dude. That's insane money for riding around. You get paid per delivery, like yesterday I'll give you, Matthias, so you know Melbourne, I'll give you an example, brother. So yesterday I delivered from, Victoria Street where the market is? This is a long delivery for me. So if you go to where the market is and you go to the end of Victoria Street and you go into North Melbourne, probably 2 minutes from the market up Victoria Street, there's like a street in North Melbourne, I've got the name of it. I delivered from there, just past Melbourne Uni up where Princess Hill is. Just there, man, probably like 10 minutes riding. It was $8.80. You know what I mean? And most people who do Uber are either on e-bikes, scooters, or they ride fucking slow. So, I'd recommend you all do it, man, because just to get the bag, man. Like, I travel with the Uber bag. Like, I've given my Uber bag to my mum and said, take it when you go for work. And she's taken it with her, man, because it's such a great bag. And then if you ever got nothing to do, make money. Your phone just goes off. Yeah, brother, it's freedom, dude. It's freedom, man, because you literally feel like if there's a person delivering, if there's a person ordering, if there's enough orders out there in the universe for you to receive, it's literally just like, how much do you want to work, dude? Well, then, yeah, ride around until you get a call. Yeah, it's pretty hectic. I put it this way, yesterday with them orders for that amount of money, I did 55 kilometers. So that's like 30 something miles on the bike. It's not that bad, man. But it's good. It's good training, man. It still is. And you feel like you boost up some hills and, Oh, fuck, dude. Can be W93. I forgot your answer. To answer your question. Hummus. Now, most people say the word you're trying to refer to, they say like hummus, like it's hummus, but it depends on what part of the world you are in, bro. But for the non-white person who's Middle Eastern, usually they say hummus. Now I know it might not sound different, but I say hummus. You know what I mean? Some people say hummus, like hummus. You might be Jewish, you might say I don't even know, you might I don't even know, but like for me I say, I want hummus. Do we have hummus? Confirm any Arabs in the thing. Am I saying it correctly? Exactly. I don't know. I don't even know, like, is that an Arab thing? Like hummus. Like, maybe it is. So what you do is, bro, if you want to be employed by Uber, usually what you do is, this is exactly what I did. I had a mate, I saw him riding, and I said, fuck, what are you doing in town, brother? And he said to me, I work for Uber Eats. They just came to Melbourne. He's like, sign up, because if you sign up and you do 10 deliveries, I get $200. So I was like, yeah, fucking let's do it. I was like, I need the money. So he sent me this invitation link, and the invitation link told me to go to a place down in Richmond. I went to this like little pop-up place that they had set up inside a little building. I went in there with my driver's license, and he was on the iPad. He said, look, you're all signed up, it's cool. What we'll do is, this is your account, add your credit card details on the account, your account details. And he's like, once we do a security check on you, which usually takes about a week and a half, we'll send you the bag. And they sent me the bag, and then as soon as you get the bag, you can start working. I even started working, once my bank account and security got cleared, man, my bag still hadn't arrived yet. But I remember hanging out with my mate a few years back in San Francisco, this dude called Nate who did deliveries in San Francisco, and they didn't have Uber bags, man. They just had these big fucking black bags which they would line out with cardboard to make it like solid on the edges. So I just got my girlfriend's big black Kathmandu bag and just lined it with cardboard and started working. So it's a great tool, man. Are you fasting? Yes. The thing is, I don't know what they do, man, because they take $10 out of your first pay for the bag, but what are they going to do? Hunt you down? I think that they might. Maybe they do, man. I don't know, because I was working anyway, but maybe because they have you, maybe they only send the bag once you confirm your card details, and maybe when it's confirmed, they take out the money out of your card if you don't work. When does Ramadan finish? It finishes in a month. I'm not sure on the exact date. Oh, but literally, it's worth getting the bag, doing 2 shifts, and giving up if you never want to do it again, because the bag's worth $1,000, man. 27th of June. Yeah, 27th of June. I guess that's it. I guess I'm riding to Adelaide on 28th of June. We're still here, brother, man. We're trying to crack 100 minutes, man. It's fucking freezing today in Melbourne, man. Shouts to the alleyway. This is the alleyway right next to my dude. That's Collins Street. There's this club here called Miss Collins. This is the club, dude. I came out here this morning at 3:30. There's a bunch of fucking people. I think it's like an Asian club. I think it's specifically that. Like, I only ever see Asians out the front of this club. And there's like a horse. See that horse, dude? There's like is that a horse or a unicorn? See, that's an upside down unicorn, man. And that's my local 7-Eleven. It's bizarre, dude. I come out here and there's like a bunch of people on the street, and I'm like looking at this upside down horse thinking like, the fuck is there an upside down horse there for? Your favorite type of food, Abdul? Let's make it specific. Oh, bro, it's hard, man. You know what I mean? Like for breakfast, brother, I'm a big granola. Like it depends, man, because it's always changing, dude. It's always changing. Like I go through periods. Like usually I like to get bread for breakfast, or lately I've been doing a lot of like types of yogurt variations with like pea protein and granola. That's been huge. Lunch. I'm not a big lunch man. Okay, so lunch is usually some fruit, a snack. I have a snack on lunch. You know what I mean, brother? And then dinner, I'm a big rice man. I'm a big beans man. I'm a big vegetable man. So I like something hearty. You know what I mean? Like last night, I'll give you an example. Last night I had baked beans, bok choy, with gluten. So it was baked beans, a can of baked beans, with gluten and bok choy, and then I had bread on the side. And what I was doing, and I had yeast on top of that, brother, with a bit of soy sauce. It was just the most salty sweet thing I had, man. So I was spooning out this mix onto this bread and then folding up the bread and eating it. And then I went to bed and had some dark chocolate and some So Good tub of like, the small tubs of So Good ice cream we have here in Australia. Yeah, I did move house, bro. I mean, I moved from the top of the city to the city, man. So now I just live up here, man. Dude, it was amazing, brother. Seriously, what I do is I put the bok choy in the pan and fry it in a bit of soy sauce. Gets hell like sweet and salty, right? Pour the can of baked beans in a big bowl. I usually heat up the gluten and then dump it all in, bro. Mix it up, taste it. If it's salty enough, it's salty enough. And then I usually just chuck on like some yeast on top, and it's just poof. It's insane, dude. And before that, what I was doing, dude, was I was like cooking up a fuck ton of broccoli, right? And then making some like Japanese curry gluten mix where I'd boil up the Japanese curry, and then I'd be putting the gluten in, mixing it up, and then pouring it over all the broccoli, and then spooning it out onto like loaves of Turkish bread. To be honest with you, man, like I like to kind of keep my food simple, man. Like I like to keep it simple because I think it's just like, it's what it's meant to be. Now you might not call it simple, but I mean like, I like to just like, it's cheaper, it's more fulfilling. You know what I mean? Like soy sauce and ketchup and yeast. That's as far as I like to go, man. The barbecue flavored one is key. Anyway, we just cracked 100 minutes. Shout out to you. Day 2 down. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3. Oh, if you want to tune into the stream tomorrow, tune into the stream tomorrow. Shout out to every single person who bought a t-shirt. I think it's happening this month. I think it's happening. I think we're gonna pull off the series next month. So, you know, big respect to all of you for tuning in. It was a great stream, made possible by you for being so great, and the internet. Shouts to the data bill, man. Naomi, it was great to see you. Buddha Tribe, it's great to see you. Everyone, it was good to see you. If you're around tomorrow, tune in just for like 10 minutes. Show some face. It'll be great to see you again. Anyway, shouts to everybody fasting today. Shouts to everybody not fasting today. Shouts to the whole world. Peace.